Ladies and gentlemen, and the honorable judges, in this case, there are many cases where students of a lower age are bullied by their seniors at the level of education they are currently at. Before I further explain my argument, let me first define and explain the motion that we are debating this time. The motion is to abolish age-based class group in schools and replace it with class group in schools according to their competitiveness and intelligence. So, why do we need to do this? As I touched on a little earlier, there have been many cases where students will assume that they have supremacy over younger students. Because of the sense of supremacy caused by the age difference, this will lead to bullying, and the younger students will be the victims. Not only that, the perpetrators were also victims of this bullying in the past, so they will return to do the same thing to younger students. And in the end of the day, this will be a cycle that will not end. We, as the government team, certainly want this cycle to stop and not continue anymore. The problem does not stop there. Even for those who have different abilities, even though they are of the same age, there will be a problem. What are the problems? One of them is the issue of different learning abilities. What does that mean? At the same age, there will still be students who have different speeds of understanding about lesson at school. Why will this lead to segregation in the classroom? Because the more able students will feel like they are falling behind because some other students need more time to understand the basic concept of a lesson. Here are some of my arguments on why we need to abolish age-appropriate classes. First, if we abolish age-appropriate classes and replace them with classes based on students' learning abilities and intelligence, this will give all students equal learning opportunities. What I mean by equal opportunity is here is that students who have more ability will be able to study intensely without having to worry about falling behind in the lessons. And if they don't have to worry about this, then this can prevent them from experiencing frustration and ongoing boredom. So, what about students who need extra attention in their academic life at school? Students who need more attention shouldn't feel inferior because their ability to understand lesson is not good as their peers. This will create fairness that can improve the school system. Secondly, if we form classes based on the level of ability and intelligence of students, this will also make it easier for teachers to form appropriate teaching and learning activities. And then the teacher cannot have to think that about adjusting between students who have the ability to quickly understand a lessons and students who need more time to understand the basic concept of the lesson. So if teachers can shape the right material, then this will be able to create a good education for the system right now. So why do we need to abolish this age-based arrest at the time? Because with the formation of class based and on the age-based class format difference, we need to form learning classes according to the ability and intelligence of students so that the problems caused by this difference can be resolved for addition. And why do we need to form classes according to their abilities and intelligence? We have seen that there has been a lot of mistakes and problems caused by age-based class formation. Therefore, it is important for the government to enforce this policy in order to establish real justice for students, so that there will be no more students who think that school education is unnecessary. In fact, we need to remove this age-based class because there are differences in social and academic aspects. What is the difference in social and academic aspects? As I said in the earlier, there are many types of students. As for the examples, there are students that can think that of fast and can good enough to think like they need to understand more time, and then there are no need to time to understand things like that. So if the students don't have to take more time than the other students, it will make a segregation between two students. And then we know that in class there are not only two students, there are more than two students. On then we can say we need to remove or abolish the class based on age base. So there are many cases where students of a lower age are bullied by their senior, as said earlier. It is because there is still have a class by age based as applied like now. In the status quo, there are many cases at the level of education that are currently at before before then, and then we can say that the sense of supremacy of the senior or the older students in school will lead them to make a bad habits in school. What are the bad habits in school that they can make? First of all, they can make a bad decision or they can make good things and then they do anything, do everything, and then that's a bad thing they do. And then like they say, I am the older students in here, you are the younger. That this we can say the younger students will make a pressure. And not only that, if we make a class based on their age, there are still problems. I can say that this only not a small problems, there are bigger problems than we thought. What is the problem if we still make the class based on their age? First of all, we cannot say the age-based class is a good idea to make a class. Why? Because if we make a class based on their age, there are many problems. Like I said before, what is the problems? First of all, the problems if we still make a class based on their age is they will have a different things. What is the different things between them? Aren't they are in the same age? So why do they have different things? Yeah, they have the different things. And then what is the different things? They have different ability to communicate. They have different ability to understand the basic concept or the lessons that in the class. So if we still make this class based on their age and not based on their intelligence and competitiveness, it will make the harmness in school. If we form classes based on the level of ability and intelligence of students, this will also make it easier for the teachers, for the everything in school. Why? Because this will create fairness that can improve the school system, as I said in the earlier. And then why can this motion solve the problems that arise at this time? Because with the information of classes based on intelligence and competitiveness, it will form a good environment for all aspects of society related to education. So that students who have difficulty in learning that can make a fairness. And that's all from me. Thank you.